only day one and the conditions are poor. They're comparing the conditions to being treated worse than prisoners. So you take that how you want. So hi guys, welcome to Brains and the Beat. If you're new here, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're oldie but goodie, thank you for staying tuned to your girl. So in today's video, I want to talk about all the returning residents that have been going back home recently on these flights. Well, they might talk up and they talk out and they say the places that they're being quarantined are not up to par, the food is despicable, and a host of other things. Prime Minister has also apologized, but I want to put it out there what they have to say. It says the government has conceded that there are serious operational problems at the St. Anne Hotel being used as a COVID-19 quarantine facility, resulting in grave discomfort for the people there. Videos and photos released on social media show poorly presented food in paper boxes served to people it should say in isolation and quarantine, but they miss out that. Check your writers, Gleaner. In one of the videos, one woman was heard crying to be allowed to return home, saying she was not able to eat the food. The problem has worsened since yesterday with the arrival of hundreds of Jamaicans from overseas under the Control Re-Entry program. One of the returning residents have complained about having to go without food at her St. Anne Hotel for more than 12 hours. The Health Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton, and the State Minister for National Security, Matthew Samuda, are now heading to St. Anne to seek to fix the problem. The concerns about food for Jamaican returning home was put to Prime Minister Andrew Holness at press time this week. Permanent Secretary Duncan Bryan said the ministry was in discussion with the management of the venues to seek to improve the conditions, and he has later apologized for the poor conditions in which these returning residents are being quarantined. And quite frankly, I kind of figured the conditions would be poor. They claimed they didn't have the money to charter a flight to go get the 55 or the 45 ship workers that was stuck in England, or just other Jamaicans period that's stuck overseas. So I know keeping these facilities up to par and up to standard is not something that they have on their forefront. It's not something that they have on their mind. So yeah, I'm gonna read what a woman said, and it says, this is somebody that actually is in this particular place, and this is what she said. I'm one of the passengers who flew in yesterday from JFK to Kingston on flight 8027. Upon arrival in Kingston, Jamaica, the plane was met by MOH personnel who spoke to us while we remained seated. After we were allowed off the aircraft, we quickly went through their screening process where questions were asked about COVID-19. We cleared customs and immigration in a very quick time and then proceeded to the buses that were awaiting outside. I was one of the first person to exit the airport. They asked us to stay in line, and lunch was given to those who wanted lunch. For me, I couldn't accept it as there was no vegetarian option. About 18 to 20 persons were assigned to each bus. We were clustered in the back, leaving the first 9 rows open so no one would sit close to the driver. It took a very long time before we left the airport as we were waiting for others to board the other buses. Finally, after an hour or so, we were driven to St. Anne's Bahia Principe Hotel, where most of us would stay. Upon arrival, we weren't allowed to leave the bus, even for those who wanted to use the restroom. which I will not repeat. She made a very rude and derogatory comment, which I will not repeat, and laughed. The food is always cold. There's no warm water to shower. They barely feed us decent meals, and up till now I still haven't eaten something sustainable. We are being treated as prisoners. No testing has been done to anyone. They are not respecting what they said they would do for us, and at this point it's hurtful to know that our health isn't their main concern. They're treating us like we were the virus, even without knowing if we have the virus or not. The workers are scorning us and is not doing a good job at all. A lot of us who live alone should have been given the opportunity to stay at home. I find it in poor taste the way the government is treating their citizens. Hopefully this will get better quickly. 14 days is a long way off to live like this. And this is someone speaking out about what she had to endure and what she had to go through in the initial stages of being quarantined in Jamaica. For everybody that want to go home, that are stuck abroad, what are your thoughts on this? Are you excited to come home still, even though the quarantine facilities are not up to par? You just one guy out, or you think you will stay until Jamaica borders open up more? What are your thoughts on this? I also insert pictures of the food that they are saying they're giving. Some of the food even rotten. God almighty, we couldn't do it. And we have family members in Jamaica that is sick, that we need to go see, and we're not able to do so, and we're not trying to go there and get quarantined and be treated like that in those facilities. So that's my personal thoughts and opinions. I wouldn't want my family members or anybody to go quarantine themselves in those conditions, and I completely agree. If they have their hosts at Jamaica and they live by themselves, I feel like they should be tested. If they don't have COVID-19, they should be sent home and self-isolate for 14 to 21 days. That would just make it easier for not only the government, but also on these facilities that are being used as quarantine facilities. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.